Hi Internet friends, it's Tim Schrock at Design Build Solutions. This is today's Tech Tip Tuesday video part 2. I'm working on the top 10 new features in Chief Architect Premiere X14, the things that I like. There's so many more than just 10, but I had to work to get it to 10. The previous video linked here shows you the first 1 through 5, and now top 10 part 2, number 6 through 10. Let's get started. Next on my list is merge collinear walls, auto merge collinear walls. So the example that I had is this case where, let's say I wanted to do a column, 2 columns on the edge of my porch gable and not this column in the middle. Previously what I would do is I would break this here and here, change this wall, so I've got 3 separate walls. Sections 1, 2, 3. Change this wall section so that it's not my balusters, let's say 144, 12 feet on center, and it comes back again. Notice it's auto merging the collinear walls. So what I would do so that it wouldn't do that, because every time I open this or move it, it would merge those. I would reverse the layers, and that way it's not the exterior layer, it's not seeing it as a collinear wall, because this red handle shows you the exterior layers on the inside of the porch, and this red handle shows you this wall's exterior layer is on the outside of the porch. I don't have to do that any longer. Let me flip it back, and it's going to merge them again. I'm going to break them at these lines again. And I'm going to go into the default settings here. I'm using the wrench. You can go to Edit, Default Settings, and click on the Walls, General Wall, and uncheck Auto Merge Collinear Walls. Now, I'm kind of torn on this because sometimes I want these walls to merge. Let's say I had a break here where I had 2 different wall types, and I want these to merge. So to get them to merge, I have to like delete one or just extend this wall over here. But if I do that and there was a window in there in this wall, like so, and I merge that over to the corner, it's going to actually kind of delete that window, and that's not what I want. So I'm kind of torn on this auto merge collinear walls being unchecked, but for the case of this situation with the porch, it is a pretty cool tool. Oh, this next one is exciting. Bay windows. Bay windows have kind of struggled, I think we can all agree. I'm going to delete this window here. With bay windows, we can now copy and paste the bay window. So I've set this up with my lowered ceiling and raised floor. Let's say that, and let's say 6. And you can see that this bay window has been dropped. And let's go inside. It's easier to see this way. The ceiling's been dropped, the floor's been raised. You can take this and copy and paste this over to another wall, shift it down, let's delete that, and it has the exact same features of the previous window that you originally set up, right? So let's go to plan view here. It's not liking, so let's move this over outside that. And, whoops, I lost the window because of the, there we go. And we can now explode this bay window into its individual components. And Chief will automatically create an invisible wall if needed. It will set that room's height. ceiling height, floor height, etc. as necessary for you. Now you can just edit the walls, you can edit a window. That was an exciting new feature for bay windows. All right, number 8, dimensions. This was a fun thing. Dimensions. Several things here, new items. Let's go into my CAD. One of the options is now I'm going to double click on this dimension and I have my dimension line specification brought up. I could also change my defaults into the primary format. Fraction styles we can change from horizontal, as we've always had horizontal 1/2. We now have the option to do diagonals or verticals, as well as change the fraction size. So let's say you wanted that fraction 90% of the text height instead of the normal height. So let's make this really, let's change the primary format here. Let's make this really significant, 50%. Now, I wouldn't ever do this because 50% at 1/8 inch, at 1/4 inch scale, this is supposed to be close to an 1/8 inch tall. This fraction would be a 1/16 of an inch numbers, and I wouldn't want to do that. But this just shows an example of how that affects the fractions. Another fun thing, a great thing I think that they changed was this segments. Oftentimes I use segments. I play with the segments to blank out a number or to add text before or after. I like this, that they made this segment a table style so that I can see what's going on. I could blank out number 1 between 1 and 2, which is, as we see, 1 and 2, extensions 1 and 2 is right here. 2 and 3 would be this long one, and then 3 and 4 is over here on the right. I could suppress, I could make the number, instead of making it blank, let's suppress the 27.6, and we could add trailing text of whatever you want, like so. That was fun. Oh, this is a big one. We can rotate the dimension text now, whether it's the, let's go into the segment and unsuppress that. Whether it's got leading or trailing text or not, we can grab that text now. You click on the text or click on the dimension line, and this text now has this rotation triangle. You can turn it at whatever angle you want, whether it snaps to the angle or press the control key and you unlock the angle snaps. So that was an exciting one. As well as we can dimension to framing in wall details. That's a big one here. So I'm just going to quickly go across here, and let's change this to 1. Let's do that so we can see what it is easily. You see 14.5 inches, 1.5 inch framing members, etc. That was a big one. All right, number 9 for my top 10 list in X14 is schedules. One of the custom schedules, let's say we do a custom schedule right here. I can click on this, and one of the categories right there is countertops, whether it's automatic or custom countertops. Automatic was an interesting situation because let's add the 2D symbol. Should have been more than that. How to add more than that? There we go. When I put the area in there, it breaks it out. So it shows each. I didn't like the automatic quite so much, but the custom countertop situation, I do like that. I wouldn't have to do the automatic countertop. What I could just do is select this bank of, these are automatic countertops right now, just turn it into a custom countertop by selecting the cabinets and generate a custom countertop. And now that countertop symbol is shown in my countertop schedule. You can also do backsplash schedules. There we go. So if you've got a backsplash, let's just draw quickly a backsplash. Like so. Notice there's a backsplash with 4.82 square feet and 13.57 square feet. You can give it descriptions, area, all sorts of great stuff there. You can put an area ignoring holes. In this case, neither of these have holes, so it's the exact same number. I do like the new tools also in schedules to where we can change the text style. The main text style, I will always use the layer, which I've already got set up. But look, title text, we can control the individual title. So I've got it set up as 6 inches for the title, and the headers are 5 inches. Let's exaggerate and go 10 and 7. And the main text is 4 inches tall. So you can see how that kind of really makes our schedules really stand out and look nice and unique. This is cool too. In the schedule, we can now display a totals row. That's cool. Let's display a totals row in this backsplash. So look, we now know we have a total of 18.39 square feet in the backsplashes. We can also transpose the rows and columns by swapping here. I'm opening the schedule specification box by double-clicking on the schedule, swapping the rows and columns if you want to do that, and see it in a different format. That was kind of exciting. Lastly for me is some framing things in my top 10 new things in Chief Architect X14, some framing items. When I open this window, I can go into framing and specify, instead of my default king stud count of 1, maybe I want 2 trimmers, because this is quite a long span. I need that extra bearing. So 2 trimmers and 3 king studs, let's say 4 king studs. And I'm going to frame this wall. Not going to display it here, and open the wall detail. And notice I now have 2 trimmers and 4 kings. That was a really neat new tool here. Also with framing, let's go to the roof framing. I'm going to select this little gable over the porch, and open up this structure tab here. A new option we have is this shoe plate. X14 had some shoe plate stuff, but they added this roof overframing to where we can put that shoe plate on the roof finish layer, which would be on top of the shingles. If that's an addition, maybe that's what you're doing, you're not ripping the shingles off. We can go to the sheathing or remove the sheathing and go all the way down to the structural layer, the rafters or the trusses. So when I choose my 2x12 to the sheathing layer and frame that, I can now go to my framing overview and see how that is actually framed right on top of the sheathing. Now it did add like a valley beam for some reason in there as well. I guess I don't really need that in this situation, so I can quickly delete, and there's a great overbuild framing situation. It's in plan view, it's in section views. Now I don't have to draw it as I've been doing this for so many years as well. Hey, top 10 things that I find in Chief Architect X14 Premier. Let me know about the rotating cabinet handles if you run into that situation. What was the other item? I think there was another item back there, but anyway, and what you think of the auto merge collinear walls as well. If you've got some favorite new tools in Chief Architect X14, leave it in the comments below. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. Have a great week. If you like this stuff, please like and subscribe. Hope to see you next time.